It's needless to say that monetization is one of the most asked about features of any upcoming game, and for good reason. Recently, Singularity 6 has announced that Palia will be free to play, but with that phrase comes some worry and trepidation. Today we're going to look at Palia's monetization model and discuss some things that I like and some that worry me. In a move that's done to help Singularity 6 create alternate worlds that deepen players' lives to bring people closer together, Palia will be launching as free-to-play, which they've announced means no subscription or upfront purchase. I'm assuming this is for the game as a whole, so there won't be any recurring subscription-like models under the surface either, but that isn't specified. Why is the game going free to play? Simple, it gives the game the most exposure and allows people to try the game without them making any upfront commitment. Basically, they're hoping that the model itself will attract more people to try it. It's not hard to see that this is a good idea. I mean, just look at Lost Ark, which was just released as a free-to-play MMO. Singularity 6 is hoping to make its money back through selling cosmetics in the game to players, and has stated that it will first start with clothing and outfits, but makes no mention of what comes beyond. On top of this, they've mentioned that core gameplay will not be monetized, which means no paying to level or gain relationships. They've also stated that if you can't buy things you earn, you won't be able to earn things that you buy, which is a statement that I'll come back to. Finally, in a decision that I'm sure most people will love, there will be no loot boxes or rotating store that focuses on exploiting people's natural fear of missing out. And that's everything for the model. They've also said that they will strive to be as upfront as possible, even if they make changes that may be unpopular. At a first glance, I think it's pretty good. By making a concerted effort to not exploit basic psychology, they've earned a few points in my book. Their statement that you won't earn or buy the same items, but different ones, leads me to hope that they'll avoid the recoloring problem of some other games when it comes to cosmetics. And in general, the announcement makes me believe that they truly want to respect their players' time and efforts moving forward. That said, I've been called a skeptic and overly negative for good reasons. With the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, my first comments were on Sky Garden being changed to match Tor, and most of the maps seeming to come from that game, which is a pattern I noticed pretty immediately. Not to say that it's bad, but let's just say I don't like Tor. So, what were my thoughts when I read this blog? Honestly, I was a bit worried for multiple reasons. The first should be generally easy to understand. When they state, at first this will focus on clothing and costumes, it leads me to immediately ask, but what's after? This made me think of a few other examples that would also be considered cosmetic, such as alternate housing plot locations or houses themselves, new playable races, new basic character customization features, alternate outfits for villagers within town, furniture in general, and I'm sure there are plenty of others. Each of these has a different weight for different people, and while you may be comfortable buying a table from a store, I may not be. But let's be honest, this probably isn't the worst thing in the world. The second reason is a bit more abstract and has to do with some other discussions happening around the MMO space at the moment. What is pay to win? It may seem like an odd thing to bring up in a game that doesn't even have PvP, but it's especially because of that we need to look at what player goals will likely be within Palia. If my main reason for playing the game is to make a great looking character who I love, then selling costumes or outfits might allow me to reach that goal faster. If instead it's just to earn all the skills in the game, then it's not. Like in my PvP video, because of the lack of a clear definition, there are many issues with defining pay to win. I'm going to tell you right now, my goals are going to be to make my standard character, make a house with furniture that I feel represents me and that character, and gain some skills and interact with people. Half of these goals are tied to cosmetic content, which shouldn't be that surprising in a life sim game. Hopefully they pull it off well, but I worry about the best cosmetics being store only. And the third and final reason I'm worried is that I just don't see their model as being sustainable. The vast majority of players won't pay for the game in general. This leaves the same group who funds most free-to-play games to basically fund this one too. The issue is, outside of those who want to own everything, how many outfits would most people even buy? While we may hate to admit it, exploitative tactics are done for a reason. Loot boxes and rotating stores work at getting people to spend money on things that they wouldn't otherwise buy. Without them, will the game have enough sales to keep their growing staff well paid while maintaining development and server infrastructure? I'm not very optimistic that it will work in the long run, but that's the free-to-play model that Singularity 6 has come up with. What are your thoughts? Are you as negative as the side of my brain that refuses to stop overanalyzing everything that I read, or are you a bit more optimistic? Here's a video about player customization from just before this announcement. Thanks for watching.